Hey everybody, it's Amber with Chiliquid Unique. I have a unique situation. I'm going to make the other halves of the hearts. Okay. Remember I said I was concerned about the opaqueness of this? So I'm going to do the other side more of a clear, maybe with some glitter. But on the front side of the heart, I have an idea. I'm going to do flowers. These are real flowers, and I'm going to show you how I'm preserving these, or not preserving, but getting them ready to be embedded in resin, because natural flowers just hold on to air because they have so many pockets, veins. You know, the texture of a flower petal is like skin. So I'm going to show you. This is parchment paper, this is UV resin, this is the bottom half of that silicone mold, the one that makes that cute little dish thing. I don't know. It's working for me. And so I'm going to pour some more because I've already been doing this for a little bit. Give myself a little petal. Okay? Not too much because we don't want to waste. And I'm actually going to do these ones this time. Okay? So I'm going to just put them up here for now, so I can separate them out a little bit. So these are a funny one, and these ones hold on to air very well. I mean, it looked like it's got bubbles all over it when I put it in something. So very, very gently, because these are super fine. Oops. I need 3 hands. Anybody else? I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna gently lay this with the tweezers onto this resin. Try not to use the tweezers too much because, you know, I don't want to bruise it. So I'm going to take a little picker thing. I don't know. I use the weirdest things, but it's working. And I'm just kind of dabbing over it, breaking that surface tension so it can flow over it. It doesn't matter if it goes under. Okay. So if you look closely, this actually has a bubble on it. You probably can't see it, but it's right there, and there's a bubble on it right there. We're not worried about it because we're about to fix that. Come in with our tweezers very gently. Okay. Boom. Maybe scoot it into our pile of resin. There we go. Oh, I guess I'm doing more, so it don't really matter. See if we can get these to separate. There we go. Gently into the resin. I don't know if you need 2 tools. This is just find what works for you. Gentle is the key to these little tiny pressed flowers that are like thinner than paper. Oh, see, there's more air bubbles in here. That's nice. And that's what I don't want to be in my resin piece, in the piece that has to cure for 24 hours. I don't want that. I already battled micro bubbles. Oops. And I don't want to battle trapped air in these plants. Okay, there's that one. One more. Oh. Easy does it. Yeah, so those tweezers kind of have like a sharp edge, and I'm using like this because it's so rounded. I can also get the resin off of this if it gets on it. I just take a razor, X-Acto knife thing, chip away at it. See, more air bubbles. And as I pull it out, it runs down and those bubbles pop and it coats the surface. So that's why I said I don't worry about these air bubbles. I'm not going to try to get them out while they're in here. Boom. It's UV resin, so we're going to use a UV light. And I put my little dish away from the UV light so that it won't have any problems. And see, I found a little something to do with one of those dishes. Cool, huh? And I also have this, and I'm thinking about giving it a go. Honestly, might as well. What if I did my peacock feather? Because I think I want to put this on the front of a jewelry box. And if I did this on the parchment paper, I could bring all these together real nice like and keep them uniform and create a piece of art off of it. What do you think? Yeah, no. Should I just slap this on top of some resin and hope and pray for the best? Think it's going to catch air bubbles? I'm pretty sure it's going to. It's very, if you look at it, it's very fibrous. So when I was little, I had a peacock. Had a couple of them. And I was a little country kid. I was always up for a good battle, and our male peacock was the meanest sucker you've ever met in your life. But I created a game, and I would sneak around the house because they were free roam. And I would sneak around the house. He'd be not paying attention, just sitting there eating whatever he was eating, bugs or whatever. And I would run by, and I would yank out one of his tail feathers. He would turn around, and he would chase me. And sometimes he got me. And he'd either get me with his beak, or he'd like fly up on me with his talons. I never like did it. I cried, but I never like went to my mom about it. Oh, poor me, you know, because I knew I was naughty for doing it. So, anyways, we was friends, but we was enemies as well, because he would attack me for no reason whatsoever, and that was what inspired me to start pulling out his feathers. Only his really long ones that are getting ready to come out. But this is when I was very little too. I didn't really know any better. I mean, I knew better, but I didn't really know better. So anyways, when this is done, we're going to flip them over, give them one cycle, and then they're good to go. And you just collect however many you want to do. I actually broke my lid to this, so I'm going to do all of these. But I wanted to have some interesting little flat ones for some character as well. I got this. This is expensive. These little flower things are expensive. I think it was like 30 or 40 bucks for like 6 things of flowers. There's only like 2 or 3 flowers in each little compartment. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do with these compartments. So now we just take whatever. I'll just take this little X-Acto knife, or whatever you call this, box cutter. I don't want to cut the paper, just trying to create a little separation here. Flip them over. Don't worry about that excess. I just cut it off. And the dullness to this that you get from the parchment paper, when you're embedding these in resin, it disappears. You don't see it. Number one, it's going to be on the back. But number two, even if I faced it forward, resin on resin creates clear. As long as there's nothing in the resin and it's just resin, it will go clear. So that's kind of cool little thing. If you like this silicone mat I got from Michael's or Joann's or something, it's a very unsatisfactory mat. Picks up every kind of speck of dust in the universe. I go to clean it, I bring it back in, it's already dusty. And I have a dehumidifier running all the time. Like, all the time. I just can't. I just can't with that silicone mat. If it's not going to be in direct contact with resin, I'll use it. But I despise these silicone mats. It's too thin. It actually got stuck to my table from resin. Like, I could not get it and the resin to separate. It was weird. So I'm thinking there's like different kinds of silicone. I thought all silicone was the same, and I'm going to say I don't think it is. I think it's actually different. So this is it. Then you just take, and you can still organize your flowers and whatnot into your pieces, you know, and embed them in however you're going to. You still need to be careful, especially with these ones that are kind of scooped like that. You're going to want to like add it in like this and then flip it over very gently while it's in your mold. That way you can wet it with the resin and it will allow the bubbles to escape easier. There's still a lot of techniquing to doing flowers. This is just solves the bubbles that attach to the surface of the flower. And those are the hardest ones, is those little micro bubbles that you get on the surface of your organics. So that's it. We are now done. And we now have already done. Like, I can manipulate this, flip it, do whatever I need to do with it while it's in the resin without it falling apart on me too, which is very, very nice. As you can see, these things like to come apart. But they're very cool looking, very interesting. I think they're very interesting. Almost like a dandelion look. I don't know what these are called. They're just cool looking. It's just one of those ones that came in that box. So I just wanted to show you that cool little trick, how to prepare your flowers with UV resin for epoxy resin. Alright, thanks for hanging out and checking out this video. Please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't. At 50 we'll be doing a giveaway to a lucky winner. So we're almost there. We need like 13 more people. So subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe. If you're into crafting nonsense, this is the place to be. Alright, we'll talk to you later. Have a great day.